have difference of opinion, which is what I'm here for. So we're going to get going, but we're going to talk about FA Cup final, Manchester United, Manchester City. I had it down as 3-1 City. Obviously, it comes out 2-1 United. Some people will say it saved Ten Hag's bacon. For me, he was long gone. Obviously, reports come out today that Ineos have been speaking to various managers. I think it was on Thursday and Friday. For me, my top choice is Roberto De Zerbi. But what do you think?
Ex-Brighton manager?
Brighton manager, yeah. He's mutual agreement, so he's left Brighton now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so obviously for me, it looks like he's coming to United.
That's kind of obvious. That's deliberate, isn't it?
Well, Enzo Maresca's going Chelsea. Chelsea were in for him. Obviously Bayern Munich, I've got Vincent Kompany. Which I'm happy for as a black player as well. Black player, black manager, making waves. And you've got Xavi, who's been sacked as Barca head coach and going to be replaced by Hansi Flick. So for me, it's a matter of time before Ten Hag's gone, and hopefully De Zerbi comes in. You know, I wanted Zidane, but De Zerbi looks like he's going to be the man to take over the hot seat. What do you think of the FA Cup final?
Busy day. Didn't even watch it. Didn't even watch highlights. Actually, I didn't watch it now. I didn't watch highlights. I came in I saw from about 80th minute.
Yeah.
And I watched pretty much most of it. Celebrations, lifting the trophy, then in interviews after the game, and then snippets of bits of the footage of the goals and basically charts. Really shorthand highlights because it was part of the program when they went it back.
What was your prediction before the game?
Do you know? I was about to say I didn't have any predictions. I did have predictions. Spoke to my dad and I said, he said, oh, because my dad had to go out, so he's like, I'm going to miss the game. I said, Dad, you're not going to, don't worry, United are not going to, they're not the United of the old. We're going to get smoked. Right. They beat us in the Manchester derby at the Etihad. I can't remember the Old Trafford score, but I'm sure they beat us.
Old Trafford.
The result escaped me, I can't remember that.
Wasn't it? No, City didn't win. I believe it was 2-1 or 2-1. City did beat them 100%.
And then last year in the FA Cup, same fixture, same outcome, same scoreline, but same outcome. I didn't have much faith in United, and I am a United fan to whatever extent, but I was like, City are too strong. City are a stronger side than United. This is a repeat of the final last time. They didn't get the Champions League. They're going to go after this. But surprise, United, what way, have done their thing. Yeah,
I think credit goes to to the team. I would say in the first half. I think first half, even especially the second goal from for Kobe Manu. To be fair, the play was very good. Rashford's long ball to Garnacho. He obviously kept the ball this time and then laid it off to Bruno. And to be fair, Bruno's no look pass to Kobe was good. Give credit where it's due. And then Kobe, the young star, with a good finish. And I think with Man City for me didn't really turn up. And I have been saying, when you've got KDB and you've got all of them in the same team, when Man City don't have the ball as much or they're behind, these two guys are passengers, and a lot of Foden and Bernardo Silva's work is there to cover up those two, in fact. And the fact that KDB come off as well, some people might say he might have like a bit of a niggling injury, but I think that when you've got both of them on the pitch at the same time and City are chasing the game, I think they're a detriment to the team because they're both out of the game when City had the ball as such.
Was anything of City not turning up in your perspective anything to do with United nullifying them? Or?
I would say what United done well, they pressed them. I think they looked at the game with Real Madrid in terms of letting City have the ball and then kind of pressing them. I think that's what United done well. And obviously the 2 goals they scored, obviously unfortunate mistake from Josko Gvardiol, which let in Garnacho, obviously simple finish at the end. And then obviously the piece of brilliance from Rashford with the ball, and then obviously Bruno's flick to Kobe Manu for the finish. So I think in terms of that, I think the second goal was very good. Man City come back into the second half with Jeremy Doku coming on, Wan-Bissaka I thought done well in terms of...
I watched the end of it. I watched, as I said, about 80th minute, and I was seeing obviously I want United to win,
Yeah.
but I'm not emotionally attached. If they lose, then players to me are millionaires anyway.
Yeah,
Sometimes the fans are more concerned about them losing.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, they're going back to their mansions and their lifestyles. But from what I was seeing and wanting United to win, I was like, oh, this doesn't look good with Doku on the second. Doku.
Yeah.
But you watched.
I'm not a massive fan of Doku, but Doku is a threat with his pace, and you can tell.
You've got a better perspective because you watched the whole game.
Yeah.
So you would have seen how good that. I'm seeing the end part of it where he's going with Wan-Bissaka, but I'm probably missing around Wan-Bissaka's coming off better.
Yeah, I think Wan-Bissaka is his game. Last ditch defending, one-on-one. Not many players get the better of him on a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Doku was a threat in the second half because of his pace. As you can see, there was passing
direction as well.
Change direction, a bit unpredictable as well.
Yeah.
And I think they kept feeding him the ball, and he was having a good tussle with Wan-Bissaka. But I think Man United in the end probably just edged it, even though City was a stronger team in the second half.
Yeah.
But United were more or less hanging on. And I would say that, they done well to lift the cup, but I don't want it to kind of blind people to see that Ten Hag should be given a chance. For me, he's done more than enough then to be sacked this season. And I think we have to look on to Pasha's new manager.
Is it? Sorry, no, carry on.
Well, the thing for me, I want to see good football, and I think too many times Ten Hag plays the wrong players. That's one of the main reasons why I want him gone.
Yeah.
He plays the wrong players for me. You've got Amad Diallo on the bench. Amad got them to the semi-final with his goal against Liverpool. Doesn't get a minute, and
didn't he?
Didn't get a minute.
No, see, I'm not aware of that. I didn't watch from the beginning.
And the fact that you got Garnacho starting ahead of Amad on the right as well doesn't sit well with me. And I think that's the main reason why I want manager gone, picking the wrong players. And I trust Ineos to get it right. And all reports coming out is that Ten Hag's been sacked. For me, he was sacked the minute Ineos come in. I thought they wanted to bring in their own person. And I'm hoping it's De Zerbi or Zidane. Zidane's probably a bit of a long shot. But for me, De Zerbi for sure will come in with the right mentality to get him back.
Football manager or coach?
Well, he's both, in my opinion. I think he's a good manager, and you can tell he'll improve players. Because I think with Brighton had no right to be performing the way they did with De Zerbi.
Yeah, just in general, and I remember an FA Cup game where we went to penalties, I think that was last year, and Brighton just dominated the game. Dominated United.
I think the game what he done well this season is when they played Liverpool at Anfield, and he dominated. Liverpool won the game in the end. I think it might have been 2-1. But Brighton dominated the game. The way they were playing up from the back, comfortable in possession, and this is with mediocre players, you would say. And I look at what he's doing with mediocre players and what he can do with better quality. It's there for all to see. But man, we're going to wrap up anyway.
Just one point, I want to ask you a question. Regarding, how would you answer the fact that obviously, I know you're starting Ten Hag, you don't want to know, you don't like the football choices of players, maybe formations. How would you answer the fact that in 2 years, he's got 2 trophies, and first season, if we run it back, he knocked out the semis in the Europa. He knocked out in the finals in the FA Cup last year. What did he win last year?
So last year he won the Carabao Cup.
So won a final in the Carabao Cup. Lost the final in the FA Cup. Knocked out in the semis. I think it was in Europa.
Okay.
And then won the FA Cup. I'm not sitting here saying that covers up anything you said. How do you look to that? What's your take on that? Considering as much as you don't like him, on paper, he's got to finals.
I mean, the way I look at that, Man United as a football club should be winning trophies anyway. If you look at the previous managers, Van Gaal won trophies, Mourinho won trophies. The only one that didn't win a trophy really was Solskjaer. David Moyes wasn't in tenure for long, and obviously you got Sir Alex. So for me, Man United is a club that should be winning trophies. For me, 14 defeats throughout the season in the league, for me, is unacceptable. Minus 1 goal difference, finishing 8th in the league. I mean, people will say, injuries, I understand that. But the way I look at it, if you're a good coach, players that are injured, you should be bringing in players, even if it's from the youth team, and they should be fitting in seamlessly into your team and playing a good style of play.
And when you've had the budget that every Man United manager has had, injuries.
The main thing for me with Ten Hag is his player identification. His player identification for me is poor. The players he plays ain't good enough, and he's falling out with too many players and big players. You know, you've got Casemiro, who's multiple-time Champions League winner. You know, very experienced in the game, Brazilian national team captain, and you mean to tell me, like, you know, you've definitely fallen out with him? Because there was reports that there was a falling out prior to the FA Cup final. Yeah, and
he didn't play the FA Cup.
He didn't play the FA Cup. So there was reports that he fallen out with Ten Hag because he trained all week and wasn't in the squad. Some people might say injury, but I think he's fallen out with him.
Form as well.
His form hasn't been good, but the problem is playing centre back. There you go. And for me, why not just go and get a defender from the youth, or you got Willie Campbell, who's a centre back that you brought through. Just play him and play Casemiro in his position. You know, and as I say, his player identification, the players he constantly plays, the style of play, 8th place finish, -1 goal difference, 14 defeats. For me, it's unacceptable.
You didn't like someone wearing the armband?
Give him Bruno Fernandes the armband.
No, it was someone else.
So what, Tommy? Well, there you go. Like, for me, if I'm Casemiro, I'm just, you know, I don't blame Casemiro for down in tools, if that's what you want to call it. Because Casemiro shouldn't be playing amongst this crap, let's be honest with you. And the fact that he's being captained by Scott McTominay and Bruno Fernandes tells you all you need to know, innit? So yeah, just wrapping up anyway. I mean, what's your take on Ten Hag? For me, he has to go. What's your take?
You don't want to sit here and say, oh, they won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
They're beating their rivals, they end the season on a high, it covers up the cracks. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like you said, selections, multiple things like that, with minus goal difference, 14 league games.
14 league defeats, yeah.
All of that. And let's not mistake, they wouldn't have qualified for any form of Europe if they didn't win the FA Cup.
Of course, yeah.
But at the same time, I don't jump on bandwagons and I don't watch much analysis, but I heard Gary Neville mention something about getting rid of managers and bringing in might not be the way to do it. And it's for me, I'm not sure. Do you stick with it and hope it works, even though there's signs of things that don't work? Or do you just chop and start new? But when you're saying, is it De Zerbi?
Roberto De Zerbi, yeah.
I like the sound of that because
I've
seen what Brighton did.
Yeah, he's a very good manager. But what I'll just say just quickly before we wrap up, on the likes of Gary Neville and these certain pundits, for me, I think it's important for people to have their own mind. Because these guys have an agenda, just like what the media does. And for me, from what I've seen of Ten Hag, the fact that he's fallen out with multiple players, the football I don't like, the players he plays that I don't think are good enough, and his identification of players to bring in, for me, is all I need to see that he shouldn't be at the helm no longer. So yeah, for me, I'm looking forward to a new manager, and hopefully that comes within the next couple of days, and hopefully it is a De Zerbi, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I will say. But yeah, guys, hope that was stream. Don't forget to smash the like button. Tubby Safe for coming on. You got anything to plug?
No defence, Five Side's finest.